I just turned my $500,000 AI agency into a SaaS within 60 days, and the idea came from our biggest client disaster. In this video, I'm breaking down the exact process we use, the tools we use to make it happen, and why this may be the best decision that I've ever made. So let me give you some context. For the past 2 years, we've been running OmniFusion AI as a done-for-you agency building AI sales agents for coaches and consultants. We charge $8,000 to $10,000 to set up an AI that books appointments inside of Instagram DMs on autopilot. But what most people don't know is that we had the plan in mind from the very beginning to transition to software at some point. The idea was to use the AI agency to build out solutions for clients, validate those solutions, and once we see something working well, to take it and turn it into a software which we can sell at scale. But what I didn't expect is that the big idea for a SaaS would come at a point in time where we were actively trying to scale up our agency instead of focusing on other things. So let me tell you about the critical pivot that came 60 days ago, which kicked off our SaaS journey. Now, quick disclaimer, we already have a SaaS out there called AutoIGDM, but this is the first SaaS project that we've started in over a year. So picture this, 60 days ago, one of our biggest clients who we built an Instagram AI for to book calls on autopilot came to us with an additional problem. And this problem didn't just apply to this one client, it actually applied to all of our clients. And that problem is the 24-hour Meta API limitation. Now, if you've ever built an AI that goes into Instagram DMs, you will know that you have a 24-hour window after the last reply of your lead where you are able to message them. Meaning the AI can have a conversation and follow up for 24 hours if it gets ghosted, but after those 24 hours, there is nothing else we can do. So what happened for this specific client is that the AI was having great conversations and booking in calls, but the human team that was still working in the account was in complete and utter chaos, not knowing who to follow up with. They then showed us a Google sheet, which they used at the time to track every single Instagram conversation they had, whether they followed up with them, whether they still need to follow up with them, and what the current status of the lead is. And that's when we realized that it isn't just their problem, but that it's a problem that all of our clients have and even more businesses out there face. And the best part about it is, it's a problem that we could solve with software. So we made the decision, we're gonna build DM Tracker, a software specifically built for Instagram sales teams, acting as a CRM for your Instagram inbox. Now let's get to the juicy part, and I'm gonna explain to you how we built this, what the process looked like, and whether tools such as Lovable can actually help you build a software which is production ready. Once we made the decision to actually move forward with this project, the very first thing we did was actually jump into Lovable. Now, if we jump into Lovable, which is the tool that we used for the initial wireframe to get an idea of what this could look like, I actually went up in the chat history, and as you can see, this is on June the 6th. So that is pretty much exactly 2 months ago. We sent in a very, very simple message just to get an idea of what it could look like visually, and I've actually recreated this message, and as you can see, this is the very first output that Lovable provides. Now, the issues with this are pretty obvious, and you are able to fix these issues by simply prompting Lovable in the chat on the left-hand side and telling it to fix things and change things. But that is just the beginning of the issues that Lovable presents. Now, by going back and forth with Lovable multiple times, as you can see here, we were able to get it to the point where we were sort of happy with what the front end looked like. However, if you compare it to what we currently have live, and as you can see on screen, if we take a look at what it looks like now, you can imagine how long of a way it was to go from the initial Lovable prompt to the actual working platform, as you can see it right here. Now, in all fairness, I do have to mention that this initial prompt is absolutely terrible. And if we would do this again, we would spend a lot of time actually working on that first prompt and then also prompting it for backend infrastructure. Because one of the things about Lovable is you can get a great front end going with Lovable, and we could have probably built this entire front end in the exact same way with Lovable. But if you want a back-end database structure that integrates with this, has fast loading speed, hosts multiple users, and in this case, since it's a tool tracking board, we have clients with 10,000, 15,000, 20,000 contacts inside it, and you need to display them dynamically and quickly, then it starts to become a real pain with Lovable, and you do need custom development work. So while the initial version with Lovable could take you maybe a day to just quickly vibe code it out, actually building it to the point where it's production ready, and where, for example, if I click mark is done here, it automatically has real-time sync to any other user on the platform, so two users don't do the same thing. All of these little things that Lovable doesn't do by default need to be done custom in the backend using actual custom code inside of GitHub. And you can use other AI tools for it, like Cursor, which I know our team of developers did, but still there's a lot of work needed to actually take something that Lovable builds and make it production ready at scale. Now, if you have one client, or if it's a project where there's not large data sets to be displayed, let's say I want to build a web app where there's simply an AI chat and I can get outputs with a specific wrapper, so it's basically an AI wrapper software, then Lovable could be the thing for you to use. But if you want to build an actual production ready app, I still think there's a place for Lovable. However, you need to expect a lot of work to happen on the back end. So this initial build with Lovable took us maybe 2-3 days, and then we spent a month and a half getting everything ready so that we can actually launch it and take it live. Now, other things that go into us building this software are support tools such as Intercom. We use Postmark to send emails such as sign up emails, password reset emails, email verification emails, and all of those things. And then of course you need to plan the entire marketing for the launch, which I'm sure my business partner will make a video on soon, but that's not really my part of the process that I'm involved in. We ended up launching this software DM tracker last week Friday, so that's about 4 or 5 days ago now, and we currently are sitting at about 18 or 19 trial signups. So those are people who are in a 14-day free trial before the platform becomes paid. We did a very limited launch, so we had a wait list. 80 people joined the wait list, and out of those 80 people, those 18 ended up actually joining and entering their credit card for the free trial. And now the real journey begins, because building software isn't about actually building it and launching it. It's about the momentum you can build after, how many features you can add that actually make the user experience better, and to just stack on top of the feedback that you receive from your customers. But the most important thing is that we have a ton of experience from the agency and from past projects to build something like this, which is why I think starting out with an AI agency and then pivoting to software is such a great model, because you can start with the AI agency, go project by project, improve your skills, get paid while you're learning, and then apply all of those things into a software which you can sell at scale. And this is exactly why the agency to SaaS model is so powerful. You can validate a solution before building by building something out for one client before turning it into a software. You have a built-in customer base, because every past client for our agency can potentially be a customer for this software as well. You have proven demand, because you can ask existing clients if they would pay for a solution such as the one that you're looking to build. And you have cash flow for development. A lot of people who build software need to raise some sort of capital to actually do it and hire all of these developers. But in our case, we already had the team, we already had the existing revenue from the agency, and we were just able to pour it into this project to make it happen quickly, effectively, and most importantly, at a very high standard of quality. So I know a lot of you guys had questions about Lovable. I hope this answers some of them, but I will be making another video about whether you can build production-ready apps with Lovable in the future and go a little bit more into depth, maybe even get one of our developers to actually talk about his experience. And what's the plan moving forward? We are going to continue building out the DM tracker. We're going to continue adding additional features such as more statistics, time tracking for team members, and much more. And I'm going to keep you updated on this very channel. So please make sure to subscribe and leave a like on the video if you found this helpful. And let me know any questions, thoughts, or comments in the comments down below. Hope you have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon.